Good morning, friends. Welcome back to She's At It Again. My name is Tanya, and I am meeting myself coming and going this morning, trying to get about 5 different things ready. And I started to make my main dish. This is for tomorrow. This is a Saturday, and we normally have lunch guests after church on Sunday. And I try to make every single thing I can ahead of time because I don't want to walk in a rush, people starving, wait and get things on the table and still have to cook something. So I'm making everything today. And I started to make my main dish, and I thought, okay, I think I've done a video on this because it's probably the easiest thing I can do when I have chicken thawed out, but I haven't done a video yet. So I'm excited to share this with you. Trust me when I say run to the store and get a package of boneless, skinless chicken thighs or chicken breast if you have to. Chicken thighs just have more flavor and they're just more tender. Just something about them is just better. And what I've done ahead of time, the only thing I've done so far other than just kind of get my ingredients out and set them on the counter, is I've taken those chicken thighs and each one I inspect very carefully and take those pieces of gristle and bone off of them because sometimes the machinery just can't get it off, and I do not want anybody to get a piece of that in their mouth when they're eating. How disgusting. But I've taken and inspected those thoroughly. I put them in a bowl, stuck them in the fridge, so it's waiting for us to put things together. So let's go over and get together some honey Dijon. Actually, it's Dijon honey chicken. But you can also use maple syrup with this. So if you don't like the taste of honey or you don't have any honey and you have maple syrup, by all means, just replace the honey with maple syrup. But watch how fast this goes together. All right, so in this measuring cup, I'm going to put about 3/4 of a cup of Dijon mustard. Now I have 2 packages of chicken, so if you're doing just 1 package of chicken, you can reduce this by a little bit. I'd say a 1/2 cup of Dijon. So since I have 2 packages, and I don't want just a ton of sauce on there, but I do like the sauce. This is really good, especially if you make mashed potatoes with this. It's really good on mashed potatoes. Okay, I've got about 3/4 of a cup of Dijon in here. And I need about 1/3 of a cup of honey, and this is just a big jug of honey that I buy. It doesn't come in this container, obviously, but I label it just in case somebody gets in my pantry and goes, what in the world is that? Okay, we're going to do about 1/3 of a cup, so I'm just going to kind of eyeball this as best I can. Sorry, I have to turn it different direction. And if you get a little bit more or a little bit less, it's really not that big of a deal. There is a gnat flying right on my finger up there. I don't know if y'all can see that. Man, those things make me mad. I don't know what it is about. Well, yes, I do. I have all kinds of stuff going. I have rolls going, and they have yeast in them, and fruit flies love yeast. And I have fermented stuff all over the place, like kefir, and sometimes I have kimchi out, and those fruit flies just go nuts over that. All right, that's the honey we have in there. About 1.5 tablespoons of rice wine vinegar. That's what this looks like. There's 1, and about 1/2. That's going to give it a little zing. Now we're going to stir this up just to where it's mixed okay. Get out of here, Nat. Oh, those things drive me crazy. This will forever be that video where I was chasing a gnat around the kitchen. Whoops, I'm sloshing it out on the countertop. All right, I'm going to get my chicken out of the fridge here. This is what it looks like. And this is boneless, skinless chicken thighs. I'll put it right here where you can see it. Let me turn the camera down just a tiny bit. So there's 11 of these. Good even number, huh? I'm not sure how that happened. All right, we're going to take our mixture here and simply pour it over the top. If you come home from work, I can remember when I used to work full-time outside the home, and I would come home and think, I didn't thaw anything out. There's nothing to make. Had I had this recipe, I'd have been making this a lot, because really and truly, if you just have chicken thawed out, run by the store, get a packet of chicken that's thawed out, and bake this. This is going to bake at 450 degrees for about 40 minutes. And my instructions on my original recipe card, I just wrote on there, just slosh the chicken around in the mixture, because really and truly, that's all it is. You kind of want a little bit on the bottom, a little bit on the top, but when it starts cooking, it's all going to get in there anyway. Just make sure it's all coated. And as soon as my oven gets preheated and it signals that it's preheated, I'm going to pop this in there. Again, about 40 minutes, and then once we take this out, we're going to sprinkle rosemary on the top. If you have fresh rosemary, that's great. And I have some out in the sunroom. I may go cut that off a plant, but you can also use dried. But when we take it out of the oven, we're going to let it rest for about 5 minutes, then sprinkle it with rosemary, and it's ready to serve. And like I said earlier, this is for tomorrow. So I'm going to go ahead and do the, oh, there's my oven. I'm going to go ahead and do the entire thing just so I can show you what this process looks like. But I'll just heat it up tomorrow morning, and then leave the oven on warm. And then when we come in, it'll be ready to eat. Okay, I'm going to pop this in the oven, but I'll let you see what it looks like when it comes out of the oven in just a minute. All right, our chicken is almost done, and I'm going to go ahead and take it out. I have to reduce the temperature, bake like 2 more things for dinner tomorrow, but I'm going to take it out now because I'm going to be heating it up tomorrow anyway. It's not like it's going to undercook. All right, this is what it looks like when it first comes out of the oven. Oh, sorry, I'm casting a shadow on that. I can see it. Very bubbly. Obviously has enough juice in there, so you see what I mean when I was talking about I don't want to put so much in there and get so much juice on it, but that juice or gravy is very, very good. All right, I have some fresh rosemary here. That's what it looks like. I just picked it off my little rosemary bush out in the sunroom. And it's so fragrant. I don't know if you're a fan of rosemary or not, but for some reason, just the very few ingredients in this just makes the perfect flavor for this. If you leave out the rice wine vinegar, it's just not the same unless you replace it with a different type of wine vinegar. But the rosemary, the Dijon, and the honey or the maple syrup, I've had it with maple syrup on it too, and it is divine. But these flavors just go so well together. I can't even imagine anything being more perfectly made for one another. All right, I'd say I probably have maybe a heaping teaspoon of rosemary. I can always add more to it later, right before I serve it too, especially if my leaves lose some of their bright green color. Okay, so that's it, folks. This is our Dijon honey chicken. Okay, so you say, what's really the advantage to it? Is it really that good? Trust me, it's really that good. I promise you, you're going to try this and go, man, I should have been making this all along. But the advantage also is that it's gluten-free. There's no processed sugar in it. I mean, there's just so many benefits to it. It really is very, very good. It's not grain-free unless you replace the rice wine vinegar with something else, because rice is a grain. So anyway, but easy to replace. You could probably even use some balsamic vinegar with that, and it would be just fine. But anyway, there is our dish. I'm going to let that cool off, put it in the fridge, and then I'll heat it up in the morning, serve it for lunch tomorrow. I also have carrot souffle. I have a banana nut cake about to go in the oven. I have homemade rolls about to go in the oven. And, oh, I have kale back here to heat up on this burner that I grew last year, and we love kale. So anyway, I don't know what else I'll find. Something, I don't know. So, hey, thanks for joining us. I hope this has been helpful, especially to those people who come in from work and are just so dog tired and don't know what to fix. This is such a good, quick, easy main dish. And you could throw rice down with it. You could make mashed potatoes, which are my favorite. And everybody at the table will be grateful. I promise you, nobody's going to complain about this flavor. It's so very good. I'm surprised I hadn't made it before now. Maybe I just assumed I had because it was one of our favorites. But anyway, thanks for joining us, and we look forward to sharing something again with you real soon. And recipe is in the description, as always, and we'll see you later. Bye.